I am very excited to have my next guest join us. She's a very talented artist from El Paso, Texas, King Mala.
Hello.
How are you?
Nice to be here. I'm good. I'm good.
We are literally doing this in your home state.
It's true. It's the first time I've ever played in Texas.
I can't believe
that.
that.
I'm so excited. I know. It's super exciting.
Kind of, secrets, behind the camera is that you were texting me earlier that you were having dinner with your family because they came all the way from El Paso to Austin to see this show.
It's true. It's true. They were like trying to decide what city to come to, and then they all collectively decided to fly to Austin. So I have family that is based here. I have family that flew here. It's like everybody's coming out.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's so cute. I'm excited.
Is this the first time they're seeing you as this at this level?
I think so. My parents haven't seen me play probably in like 2 years. And they watched our sound check, and my dad was like, very professional. So I think it's the first time they're seeing like this iteration of it, which is cute.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to hear what the parents' perspective is, especially after a few years and letting their child go.
I know, and they've watched me play like tiny little wine bars and all the things that I played in high school and whatever. So I think it's fun for them to see like a show like this where we're playing with like an incredible artist, and I have a full band, and we have tracks and in-ears. It's like a whole thing. So.
And you'll have fans screaming and yelling lyrics back to you.
It's true. It's true. It's going to be really exciting. I'm excited for them to see it.
This is so interesting because El Paso, we really don't think of many artists from there.
I know. There's really not a ton.
I was going to ask, can you school me on the El Paso music scene?
Khalid is from El Paso.
Okay.
And he was repping 915 on his bio on Instagram forever, and I was like, let's go.
That's
Mars Volta is El
Okay.
Paso. But yeah, there's definitely a ton of amazing underground artists there, but it's its own little bubble right now.
And Mars Volta is a little bit more on the progressive, heavier side of things.
Yes, exactly.
Did that resonate with you at all?
Not really. I was really just in my bedroom listening to like soul music growing up. That's all I ever listened to, like blues and soul and R&B and stuff. And I was the only one of anyone I knew that like liked it. Also, even my parents, like neither of them listened to that.
I was about to ask, how did you get into that? Was it your mom playing those records? Or?
Not even. I was obsessed with like singers, and so I remember I was listening to like Adele, Pandora Radio, and The Temptations came on, and I was like, oh, what the is this? And then I got super obsessed with like Sam Cooke and Ray Charles and Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin. Like that became my whole world, and it was really just the internet. Like that's where I discovered
YouTube is literally the encyclopedia of history. So soul music really spoke to you as a youngster.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Did you take vocal trainings or anything like that?
I did. I started doing like vocal lessons when I was about 10, and I was training classically. So I sang opera for like 8 years. Wow. And I did like a classical choir, and we toured, and I took like harmony and theory and like all of the like conservatory type things. I did that from like middle school through high school, and then I moved to LA and started like studying like contemporary music instead. But
do you think that if you hadn't moved to LA that you might have continued down that path and become a Broadway singer? Or?
I don't know. I think honestly I probably would have, because I was like applying to schools and stuff, and I got into a school to study classically, and I was like, oh, I'm so over it though. I want to like make music and like do my own project and stuff. So I think I would have somehow found a way to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would have maybe taken longer. But I ended up in LA, which is perfect.
And I'm sure your parents were probably letting you do your own thing, but did they try to guide and steer and say, wow, this is awesome and you should be an opera singer?
Oh, I don't know. They're super like, bro, whatever you want. They're like super, super supportive, and were so down for me to do really whatever I wanted to chase. But I think I was like writing music starting pretty young, and that's what I really loved doing, and I think that's when they were like, oh, that's what you should be doing. That makes the most sense for you. That's what I had like the most passion for. So I feel like they were sort of like, I mean, do your own thing, but we feel like you want to do this, and you're good at this. So that really helped, because it was what I wanted to do.
I love your voice, because it definitely stands out in quite a few tracks.
Oh, thank you.
And then there are other tracks where it's kind of distorted.
Yeah,
and,
my producer loves doing that. He plays bass for me, so he is playing tonight. But he loves throwing a decapitator on my voice, which just distorts everything. He's like, oh, it just sounds so tight. And, but yeah, I think we definitely like playing with, I don't know, different vocal tones, and I love building out like harmony stacks and just making it a big vocal moment. There's a point in the show tonight where I do like a full a cappella outro with like a ton of vocals stacked. It's super fun. So we love doing stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I like the experimentation of it all, and it's not as one-dimensional.
Yeah.
And the trend among many artists is I'm genreless. I can do the Adele.
Yeah.
I can do the alt rock, but then I can also do a cappella.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's fun.
Is that kind of where you are positioning yourself?
Definitely. I think I'm kind of just like, I just feel like doing whatever I want whenever. So sometimes I'll be sort of strictly in one lane and sometimes it veers off. But I think in general I just like to experiment as much as I can. And a lot of it comes from, you know, me just hearing music that I love and wanting to emulate it in a way that feels like me. So I'll bring a song into the session and be like, I want to do this, but like me.
Right.
Me with this.
Right.
And so, I don't know.
I feel like if Aretha Franklin was alive today and maybe perhaps younger, she probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
She was very, very strong in terms of, you know, her vocal prowess, of course.
Incredible.
But lyrically, as a songwriter.
Yeah. Also as a piano player.
Yes.
Amazing piano
I was about
player.
to say, and instrumentation as well.
Yeah.
Were you able to hone in on the songwriting aspect of all those artists like Billie Holiday and Aretha?
Definitely. Yeah, that was a huge part of it for me. I think I'm a big, I'm obsessed with lyrics and storytelling and like just incredible songwriting. Like I loved like Leonard Cohen and, you know, Don McLean. Like
really?
Like artists that like just tell a story and it's like 6 verses of just like incredible like lyricism. So super into that, and I do try as much as I can to emulate like sort of storytelling that feels, you know, modern.
And now you're everyone's favorite cult leader.
Oh, I love that. It's my favorite. That was like my favorite thing to write ever because I'm really such a dork and like really not that cool. And so being able to go in and write something that from like that perspective of like, you know what, I'm the best alive, and it was just so fun. And I'm so happy that it actually connected with people. That's also my favorite to play live. It's just like so powerful. I don't know.
How much confidence do you get from writing songs like that? I feel like you just said you called yourself a dork.
Yeah.
But when you pen to paper or text onto you know, your screen,
yeah,
it's a different story.
Definitely. Oh my God, it's so much confidence. It's like really just like a moment in time where I'm just like, you know, I think the most intense version of whatever part of myself. But yeah, felt very confident that day. I rolled into the studio with like this like extra confidence because I'd been feeling terrible for weeks and just like really down on myself. And I was like, you know what, today I'm going to like full 180 and just try and be like a douchebag about it and just fully be the most confident, like brazen version of myself. And then we ended up writing that, and it was so fun. And it's definitely something I try to do once in a while because
I'm sure it's cathartic at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely, definitely.
We're on the cusp of a new EP.
Yes. Ooh,
Honey
so
Catching Season.
Honey Catching Season. I'm so excited.
What is this all about?
So the whole EP, I've been writing like nonstop for like 2 years, sort of trying to put together an EP, and finally I came together with these like collection of songs that were my favorite of everything that I had written thus far. And there was sort of a theme amongst all of it of just like sort of like that brazen confidence that we were talking about. Like, I don't know, even if it's in like one direction or another, like there's this song Punchline that's on it that's about me being a crybaby, really, at the end of the day. But it's still like celebratory. So each song has sort of an intense emotion that's being celebrated. And so I wanted the EP to sort of emulate that feeling of like, I don't know, like, yes, I'm deeply angry, so let's make it violent. Like, yes, I'm anxious, so let's make it insane. Like, it's just sort of allowing yourself to go far in either direction. And Honey Catching Season is a line from one of the songs called Martyr that's coming. And I think for me, it's just sort of like, there's a saying in the South, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. And I decided that this was the season of like, we're catching with honey this time. Like, we're being sweet and we're letting ourselves like go and be indulgent in our emotions and our feelings. And instead of, you know, ridding myself of everything, like pouring vinegar into myself and trying to be clean of my emotions, I wanted to like just fill myself with honey and let myself be sticky and let myself be like the most intense version.
That's really hard to do.
It is.
Because we are our own worst critics.
It's true.
We're so hard on ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Regardless of all the talk about mental health and take it easy, you're doing great. A lot of those slogans that eventually become, you become numb to them at some point.
Absolutely.
Right? So how were you able to get to that point? Because again,
oh my gosh. I mean,
human.
I still every day I'm like so harsh on myself, but I think when I write songs, it's easier to be a little kinder to myself because I'm trying to allow myself to like emote and let myself be in whatever sort of state that I'm in. So I think honestly just writing the songs was the most cathartic, like kindest thing I could do for myself, was like allow myself to like tell these stories and be angry or be sad or be a crybaby and be fine with it. And like, I think making the music was what allowed me to like give myself the grace to do it.
Well, I'm really happy for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And I'm stoked for your future as well because your music is so awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And thanks so much for doing this.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it. It is King Mala right here on B-Sides.